Hey guys, what's up? See if you guys can hear me here. Hopefully it went live for me here. Maybe not. Okay. All right. Hey. Hello guys. Hi, Alexander Grady. How you guys doing? Um, Guys, this is going to be a really quick one. I promised you guys. Yesterday afternoon I was going to give you an update on what was going on with Dr. Albers. And that's, and plus there's been some stuff happening overnight. Anybody that doesn't know, our president got diagnosed with the bad stuff, guys. That's going to be a big subject, and it's going to be everywhere right now. And we're going to speak about that for a minute. And I know it's kind of hard to relate space weather to that, but it is all connected, okay? And that's been, the objective of my channel the whole time was to try to tie things together. And I think what's going on around the world right now really is significant, and we need to talk about it in a way that we can at least understand that both of them are really just a distraction for one another. And I think we need to speak about that so we understand that a little bit more. Plus, there's more solar storms coming. So, and that's something else we're going to go there first. Well, we're going to go talk about Dr. Albers first here in a minute. I'm going to let some people funnel in through here. But yeah. Oh, yeah, God's Israel. That's most certainly the case, I think, at some level. What's going on here? Let me, guys, you guys ever heard of Occam's razor, right? Anybody don't know what that is? Essentially, it's a theory that is used a lot of times in the scientific realm, especially when they're having a problem to try to figure out which is the right answer. It usually ends up being the one that is the simplest and the most right in your face, and it's called Occam's razor. So oftentimes we overthink things, and I think that. I really think that that's a big part of our issue. So I'm going to let some people funnel in here a little bit as I get going. But I do appreciate you guys being here and all that stuff. I really wasn't planning on doing this right now, but, I wanted to pop out here because I forgot that I promised you guys that. I've been talking, obviously I keep up with what's going on with Dr. Albers and, because of Scott, me and Scott are friends. And, it's a bad situation. Okay. It's not good, guys. Okay. The issue here is that we really didn't even know what was going on until a couple of weeks ago that she actually needed to go to the doctor. And, that actually happened. And now we know what's happening. I do want to, fill you guys in on that. And, it's, again, there's so many things going on right now. It's hard to put positive spin on it. Anybody that was on stream last night with me knows that, I was over there at Mark Pyers and we stayed there for 3-4 hours just, really kind of having a good time, and then at the end of it is when all that stuff happened with Trump in the middle of the night. And so I do think that we need to make sure that we stay positive enough, and it's hard to do. It really is. It was very evident yesterday that it affected everybody when we heard that. And we were on stream when that came through, and, we were all trying to figure out if it was even true right at first. And then, right away I went straight to where I go, and I figured out that it was true within like a couple seconds because it started hitting some of the news outlets, and then he tweeted. So, yeah. So I just don't know what to say sometimes when it comes to this, but I do want to put a few things into perspective, at least the way that I see them. And I hope you guys can kind of understand that. And I know I'm probably going to take a bunch of flack for not really going space weather with this video. I am going space weather right now here in just a second because stuff is happening. But I think it's all part of the same stuff, guys. It really is. One's a distraction for the other. It's all part of it. It's starting to happen like now. And, we've been speaking about all this stuff for years now, a couple, 3 years, some people even longer. But anybody, like I said, Occam's razor, just look around. Just look around in your own town. It's getting to the point now where it's like you can't miss it. And hi Hillbilly, how you doing? Hi Scott, how you doing, bud? But yeah, so I'm gonna do this real quick, guys, and I'm not feeling the greatest myself, and I'm gonna try to get some sleep. But my wife has to have surgery too. That's next week. It'd be 2 weeks, like around the 14th or 19th, one of those 2 days. She's having some really bad pains and stuff, and she's got her gallbladder has to come out, so we're gonna go take care of that. So, anyway, that's a little personal note there. This isn't my daily update, guys. So I'm not gonna stick to a regiment. Believe it or not, guys, people still was giving me crap in the comment section during that update video. And that's okay, I get it. But I'm really trying to accommodate everybody, guys. I really am. That video was only 34 minutes long, and they still said I was not doing it fast enough. It doesn't get much faster than that when you got so much stuff to put out there. And I just don't know what else to say about that. I'm not really even going to address it anymore because it's just going to upset people. And frankly, it kind of upsets me because I am giving my honest effort here. And if it's not good enough, then I guess you might want to go watch a different channel because there's not much I can do about that. I really am. I'm trying my best, and I guess if you don't like that, I guess this isn't the place for you. So, I know it sounds kind of raw and rough, but it's not meant to be. It's just the actual truth. If you don't like what's there, then I don't know what to tell you. I've tried so many different things to try to accommodate everybody, and and I guess you just can't make everybody happy, and I don't think it's meant in a mean way, but I do think that not every channel is meant for everybody. That's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, Hillbilly, you just said it, man. I guess I said it the long way, but that's exactly what it means. Can't please everyone. I do enjoy all you guys, and I enjoy, everybody that's ever stopped in through here. I will put, like I said, guys, please go over and check out Mark Pyers. We had a great time over there last night, and it was such a break for some people during all this negativity. Even when all that negativity hit, we still were trying to keep it on the light end, but we ended up having pretty much kind of ending the stream because when everybody heard that about Trump, that it was just not gonna, the mood wasn't going to change, the subject wasn't going to change, people needed to go look and get the information, and so that's kind of what happened. But that was at the end of it. But the rest of it was positive, upbeat, laughing. I mean, it was hysterical last night. So anyway, let's I guess what I'm going to do, guys, is I think I am going to go ahead and start here. Scott's here in the chat. Let me pull the chat up real quick, too. I'm going to leave that over here. But I'm going to read what Scott posted here because, he knows exactly what's happening. I know all this stuff he's saying here. We've been talking, obviously, in the background and stuff. But let me say this. We didn't know any of this stuff until she went to the doctor. And that's kind of what is kind of the deal here. So, you guys can read this, right? I'm going to go ahead and read it, but it says, "Hi, folks. I know a lot of you have inquired about Dr. Albers the past few months, and why she stopped making videos. He didn't want to release her personal information. However, she's not doing very well. And guys, she's not. She's just not. She's suffering from mercury poisoning from fillings that were removed from her mouth a few years ago. The situation is dire at this point, and it's no joke. Guys, if you guys want to know how bad this is, just research it for 5 minutes, and you're going to see how quickly this is not good. Okay, and she had basically what it was, like Scott said here. She had fillings in her teeth. Did you say that yet? uh, yeah. Yeah. It was mercury. Okay, that's what they used to use for fillings, guys. So she had them taken out. Okay, let's read this first. The poisoning is pretty extreme, and there is really no 100% cure for what has occurred. And that's the unfortunate part, guys. It really is. That's why it has to be, try to stop it as quick as we can with it. So, anyway, the only therapy procedure is called, I forget how to pronounce that. Chelation, I think is how, or chelation, something like that. I'm not sure exactly the pronunciation on that. Therapy is a treatment that uses medicines to remove these metals from the body. Okay, these are heavy metals, guys. Anybody that was, at my age or older remembers the thermometers that we used to put in our mouths when we were sick. They had mercury in them. For all you young people that are listening, you ever heard the term mercury rising? When we're talking about something getting hot, that's where that came from. When the mercury was rising in the thermometer, because it affects, it moves to a certain temperature at a certain rate, and they know how much to put in those thermometers to give you a proper reading. So that's what we use. The doctor's office used it forever until kids started busting these glass things in their mouths, and all this mercury would go all over them when they found out that it was bad. They really didn't know mercury was all that bad, obviously, up until around that time. Anyway, chelation therapy uses special drugs that bind metal in your blood. Okay. He goes on here to say you get the chelation medicine through intravenous IV tube in your arm, and then your body tries to expel the metals. Okay. Biggest problem that we face at this point, Dr. Albers has no health insurance, and the cost of this therapy is very expensive. Now we have to keep in mind, guys, she doesn't have a green card. Okay. She came from South Africa, guys. She was a professor over there, and when she came over here with Scott, she doesn't have a green card. So the health insurance stuff, that's a big deal. It says we're looking at the cost of about $1,000 a month for approximately 4 to 6 months, plus dental costs for her doctor's appointments and blood work. She also is at high risk for complete kidney failure. Yeah, I do got the sniffles, Lance. my son has excuse me. My son's had it stopped up too. Anyway, Scott says I'm asking for help from our tight knit community of truth seekers. He just says it right here, guys. And this is the truth. I don't have the money to save her life, and I can't just sit back and watch her die. It's just not fair that a beautiful mind like hers diminishes away. If any of you would like to, help fund this cause, please help me by the donation here at the PayPal link. Okay. He needs to get her in there quick, guys. Okay. Because if you guys research this, you're going to find out that any kind of damage done by this kind of thing, if it's left untouched, becomes permanent really, really quick. I want to say this too, okay? Anybody that has been around our community for any length of time, you guys could see when this mercury started affecting her by watching her videos. Okay? Just in the background. It started slow, and you guys could see it. I'm not going to go in depth with any of that, but you can tell. And I think everybody in the community's seen it. And that's why everybody started getting concerned and started asking. And then when she went on a hiatus, she wasn't telling Scott, having a hard time telling Scott any of this. So when Scott finally got her to the doctor, this is when it happened. This is when he found out, just like last week. He's been pushing, get it, because, he could tell she wasn't feeling well, but what can you do when somebody won't tell you? You know what I mean? And this is breaking his heart, I can tell you that right now. He doesn't know what to do. And it breaks my heart to see my friend struggling like this. Not to mention, it breaks my heart to see, like Scott said, a beautiful mind that is going to, struggle until she can get this stuff out of her system and get back to the way that she needs to be, at least as good as she can come back to. Again, I don't think Scott knows or anybody knows really how what level of permanent kind of damage it's already done. But I think the faster we get this stuff going for her, that he gets it going for her, that better off obviously things are going to be. So this is the answer to you guys that we're asking for a long time. This is what's been going on, and Scott wouldn't have kept it in the background. I wouldn't have either. We just didn't know. And Scott, please don't smack me for saying this, but he calls me yesterday, guys. He had to leave work early because she was extremely sick. He comes home and she's, getting sick all over the house. And that's where this is at. So he's going to try her best to, do what he can. This is a big deal, The treatment for this stuff is crazy expensive. You guys seen it right there. He put it all out there. This is all complete transparency. There's nothing being left unsaid or hidden or anything like that. There's always those questions anytime somebody needs help, and I get it. I understand. But Scott's giving you everything right here. That is the information. That's it. It's as simple as that. That's where it is right now. There's a few other little things there, cost stuff that he didn't mention, but essentially, this is where it's at. And I know my friend Scott that he's going to, he's going to give it as much as he can give it to try to help her. But we can only help as much as we have. You know what I mean? There's not much we can do with that. So, obviously, he needs your help. And more importantly, guys, Dr. Albers needs your help. I don't think she's in any condition to try to, come on here and make videos and stuff like that. She's not going to be able to do that for a while until she gets better. And I'm sure once she does, she will be the first one out here, other than Scott and probably myself, thanking everybody, if we can get her some help. Unfortunately, guys, the mercury thing, I'm not sure if I want to put fault to anybody on that because somebody just knew back then. And once those heavy metals get in your system, they don't come out naturally. You have to go get it taken care of. So, she's going to be really sick after the treatments. It's probably going to, like Scott said over here in the side chat, I think it probably makes them feel a lot like chemo recovery for for a couple of days after each treatment. But again, the faster he can get her in there, the faster he can at least have some peace of mind that the progression of this will at least stop. And then they could concentrate on getting her back to where she was, if that's possible, which I don't know. I don't think Scott knows. I don't think the doctors really know until you get that stuff out of your system and see what your body can do to heal itself. But that's where it's at. And again, guys, you guys know this right here is extremely hard for Scott. He takes a lot of pride in being able to take care of himself and his family. And if he's coming out here dropping that pride at the door because he loves his wife, that's saying a lot. Okay? It just is. I don't know how else to say it. So there's a PayPal link right here, guys. If you always want to click here, I put it in my description at the bottom of this video. I'll probably mention it for the next few videos just to make sure everybody gets it. At this point, I don't think Claudia is even looking at her emails and stuff. So I don't know if she's gonna pop on there and check her emails and stuff like that. Um, so I just want to say that because that's where she's at, guys. She's really sick. Um, yeah, I don't know that she's talked to anybody in the past 3 or 4 months since she's quit making videos. And, all of us thought it was kind of strange. We just couldn't figure it out. And Scott was trying to, digging and digging. And finally she decided to let him go to the doctor with her. And this is where this is at now. Okay. Again. So guys, you guys know I don't do this typically. Okay. I've done it, when Scott lost his ex-wife. And that was a horrible situation. I've done it for two deaths, and now we're trying to prevent one. And this is, man, it's heartbreaking. It really is. She's such a sweet woman, and regardless if you believe what she believes and in her research and stuff like that, she's still a good person. She tries her best. She always has. I mean, one of the most courageous women that I can ever remember seeing do and buck the system enough and have the courage to do so. It takes a lot of courage to do that kind of stuff, guys. And she did it. Obviously with the help of Scott, and Scott does the same thing every day. But, it's just heartbreaking. So, I just wanted to put that out there. We're going to, like I said, I'll mention it the next couple videos and stuff. Because of all the crazy, well, I'll just call them what they are, the idiots out there that are going to come in my comment section and drop stupid comments. I'm probably going to go ahead and just block the comments on this video because of this. I wouldn't want that crap to be out there and for somebody to come across it, or God forbid, Claudia see something stupid on there and make her feel even worse than what she is. So, yeah. So there probably won't be a comment section underneath this video, and that's why. That's the only reason. Again, my chat rules, can't slam anybody else but me. And I know, and Scott knows, everybody knows what's going to happen with these idiots out here. And when I say idiots, I'm talking to the idiots, not you guys. So, there you go. Alright. So, yeah. Goodness. Yeah. Yeah, Scott put his bike up for sale. Guys, this is where it's at. He's trying to do everything he can. So, I just wanted to point that out there, guys, okay? I don't know that I could say or do much more that's going to help. And at this point, it would just be me rambling, which I do, obviously, a lot, according to some of the people. But yeah, so let's go ahead and pop over here. Space weather, okay? Nothing really much popping right now, guys, okay? This is what we're talking about here. Okay, so what we're going to look at here real quick is this. Been talking about this little hump right here, right? Today is, well, we're probably about right here in time. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3 days before this gets here. I do believe it was probably from a coronal hole opening, or a sunspot, or maybe even a filament release I didn't see. But you can see how stereo A just took a hit too. See this right here? I often wonder, because if you watch these spirographs, sometimes it'll spiral out towards stereo A, and then it'll rotate over towards Earth, the same energy. I do think when we see that, typically it's from a coronal hole, because the hole is staying open, just spewing charged particles for that, for that length of time. So, I do think this is probably a coronal hole that had exposed itself over here on the side of the sun. And now it's starting to rotate towards Earth. It's already shot whatever it's going to shot at us. And it's coming. Whatever's here. This has not changed since it was first appeared. I do trust this thing out a couple days. Now, way down here, I don't. I've talked about that at length. It always changes, but for this, it seems that this thing has stayed the same. This is one of those oddities that it actually did. Here with that. Okay, here's a CME tracker, guys. You can see something blow off over here, and it was on the 30th. Guys, we've had other stuff blow off on the other side, and this thing still isn't updating for that. This is all kinds of strange, man. This CME tracker should be doing a better job than this, and it's not. Obviously, we pretty much know why, but that is it, right? Let's go here. The geoelectric field. This is the electrical effects on our grid, or magnetic effects on our grid. You can kind of see that. Nothing big. Nothing's going to be going on for the next couple days, probably, guys. I didn't see anything that was going to happen, but it's not to say that I can't be wrong. Okay? But as far as what I've seen nothing. Let me go over here, guys, and get this. I want to go to. Daggone it. That's not what I wanted. Okay, this is spaceweather.com. We got the sprites back. I'm not going to go into detail right now what that is, but those are interesting. They have a lot to do with charged particles, just like everything else we talk about here. Charged particles from the sun. Again, it says, but this magnificent specimen was too big to miss. It said, I was shooting a thunderstorm across the Ligurian Sea, almost 400 kilometers away over an island. Says suddenly the jellyfish sprite appeared. It's red from stretched. This is out in the sky, guys. This is actually exactly what it looked like if you were standing there. Ain't that crazy? It's amazing. And then we all, this is harvest time. There's a reason why they call it a harvest moon. This is why. Right? That time of year. And there it is, man. Look at that thing. That thing is nuts. I can tell you this. I went outside to get a case of pop out of my garage, and the moon was bright enough that you didn't need any other light. It was that bright last night, guys. I mean, it really was. It was. We had clear skies here too. Plus, I think Mars was in conjunction. I think. Yep, Moon-Mars conjunction. Don't miss this tonight. October 2nd. The harvest moon and Mars are in conjunction, only 1 degree apart. And I did see that as it tracked across the sky there. I made a point to look at it. It was it's pretty cool. It says the moon is nearly full, and bright red Mars is only days away from its closest approach to Earth. So there you go, making the conjunction extra bright and beautiful. The pair rise in the east at sunset and stay up all night long. And I went right when the moon was like where the sun would be at noon. I went out and I looked straight up as much as I could because of my neck, and you could see Mars just off to the west of it. And it was clear it was Mars. I mean, it was red with the naked eye. So I thought that was pretty cool. But okay, now we got the sun. Okay, this coronal hole just kind of opened up. If you guys remember my past video there, this wasn't there. That thing just opened up like in a hurry. So we're going to connect to that, and I think that's what's probably going to give us a lot of that energy we're going to see here in the next couple of days. We've already connected to it. Okay, it's just going to take it days for that energy to get here. Okay, let's go back to there. The NEOs, near Earth objects, guys. Here you go with that. I know a lot of people has been kind of hung up on this for a while now. I don't know that we should be, freaking out about these so much. And when I say that, what I'm saying is that yes, there's an uptick in this, but I'm not so sure that a lot of this uptick that we're seeing isn't because our technology is better and we see more. Okay, we do have an uptick, I get that, and we are seeing more. But there's two things here. Again, our technology is better, so they're going to see more of it, right? See more of the sky better because technology. The other thing is actually technology driven too, and that's communications. As soon as we see this kind of stuff, we can immediately email it to somebody from our phone. So, were these things already being seen anyway? Just nobody had any means to actually report them. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. I do think we are in a very debris-filled part of space. I actually, that's what I think's going on. So we would see an uptick in this stuff, okay? But I don't think it's as big of an uptick as what a lot of, I guess gloom and doom channels are trying to tell you. That's what I'm going to put. That's exactly what I'm going to say. Because that's exactly what it is. They take something like this and they won't even say what I just said to you. Why? Well, the reason why is because they want that click. They want that view. Because they're chasing that mighty greenback that ain't going to be worth nothing when it comes down to it. Okay? So, yeah. So just pay attention to what channels you guys are watching. If it's all gloom and doom. Especially when, if they're not going to try to at least show you both sides of it. It's fine if they want to, report on, negative stuff. Because that's kind of what I have to do here. And Scott has to do. Anybody that's doing these kinds of channels, it's negative stuff usually. Alright, but we try to put it in a positive way by trying to get rid of some of that fear. By being aware and gaining more knowledge. But if it's always going to be gloom and doom, what good's that doing you anyway? It's just going to get in your head and make you be a depressed person and negative all the time. Who really wants the knowledge if it's actually going to make you feel like that? What's the point of even being around? You see what I'm getting at, guys? There's a way to put stuff out there, but that doesn't have to make people feel like that. If everything is gloom and doom, then what's the point? What's the point? I mean, it's just my opinion, okay? And I know I'm kind of in a weird headspace this morning because of everything that's been going on. Like I said, my wife, myself, with the edema and stuff I got going on in my legs. Dr. Albers sick, stuff going on with Trump. I mean, it's just all kind of, yeah. So I'm in kind of a weird headspace, so I do apologize for that. Let's go. Let's check out the earthquakes, guys, because this is actually significant stuff here, okay? We're getting massive swarms out here. Now, this is going to, strike people odd, too. This is the past week, okay? And, yeah, if you guys ever go over here and you see, the diamond boxes, it's probably, if I click on that, it's probably going to say explosion. So, let's see. Quarry blast, okay? That's what these are, typically. Let's see here, quarry blast. I seen something up here. Was it kind of in an odd spot? Let's see, that was kind of strange. When I seen that one yesterday, it was an explosion. It didn't say quarry blast or, this, that, and the other. It said explosion. Something exploded. I don't know what did. I never seen any reports on anything or anything. There's another explosion. One here. Explosion. Maybe they are in the quarries. Maybe that's just what they're, calling it. I'm not sure. But what I will say is that, that's what it is. Now, this right here is what everybody's been kind of focusing on. I'm going to change the filter here on this real quick. That's just too much to look at. Let's go, let's try that. Okay. Yeah, kind of, you see what it did when I went from 7 all magnitude down to 7 magnitude 2.5 and over? Now, a lot of this down here, it's not all San Andreas' fault, okay? But some of it is, and all these other ones are they're all tied in together essentially anyway. And there is a volcano down through here, and And Dutch was reporting that there was a hot spot like 4 hours before these started happening right here in this area. Okay? So that should make people perk up and be like, what's going on? You know, because we all know volcanoes and seismic activity are hand in hand, right? You know, earthquakes and volcanoes, essentially, they get chalked up as being kind of the same kinds of events because they're coming from the same thing, right? Here's the Cascadia zone. A couple ones popped off there. It's been a couple days ago, though. There's one here. I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, you got a 6 down here in Papua New Guinea. 6.4 down here in Tonga. These are the bigger ones of the past few days here. So, you know, there is activity going on, but there was we don't like it when we see just a little bit of no activity in areas that should be getting it. Because I've said that for the past, ever since I've been talking about this ever. But here lately I've been saying it a little bit more because we did go into kind of a quiet zone. And there's one that just happened there in Puerto Rico. So, yeah. But yeah, guys, I am going to keep this short. I'm probably going to go ahead and pop off here. I was going to go into this, but I'm not going to. We'll touch on that again at a different time. I just simply, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just, my head's out of it right now. What I will say, guys, is I want everybody to, kind of understand this. That, if you look around geopolitically and you see what's going on, and then you look at what's coming from space and all that kind of stuff, things seem to be like culminating right now a little bit more than normal. Also you got to ask yourself this, when the leader of our country gets this, whatever we want to call it, right? And then you factor in that there's supposed to be an election here in a month, right? And right before that election, they were supposed to be rolling out the vaccine for these things, right? How were they going to roll it out? They were going to roll it out with the military was going to dispense these vaccines. Well, now we're finding out that the vaccines are probably not going to be around till the beginning of the year. Okay, and I got, I've talked to multiple doctors about this. The guy that runs my group that I go to, he is my county's health guy, and he's privy to all this kind of updated information because he's part of that situation. So with that being said, he was saying that it's going to be probably the turn of the year before we get any kind of vaccination. If anybody even wants to, I'm not going to go down the road of whether we should even be doing that. But my point here is that, it was said we were going to have it before the election. It was going to get rolled out like a week before. And so Trump puts our military in place to kind of roll that out. And now it's not going to happen. But then now all of a sudden he's got this going on. We heard what he said during the debate the other night about, we all watched that mess. I mean, that was ridiculous. Both sides, I have to say. I didn't say he would. Just so everybody knows. I don't know that, I'm not saying that he's going to do this here. I'm not saying that at all. But yeah, hey, I got any mods in there, guys? Who's still in there? Let me know, please. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is about. Take a look at that. Again, I'm not gonna have none of that mess. It's just not necessary. Again, that's probably yeah, thanks, Isaiah's Granny. I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks, Cole. Guys, like I said, now we got all this stuff going on. Are things just being put in position? I don't know. And I'm not going to go too much more into that, but, again, I may take a day off, guys. I think I might take a day or two off here. I need to get my head straight again. I've been doing this stuff for almost 3 weeks, live streaming about every day. multiple videos and stuff. I need to back off for a second, just for a second. You know, I'm not saying I'm going anywhere. I just need to pull back for a minute, take a day or two, and you know, I might pop on if I, you know, get the urge. I'll probably still do the update for the space weather. So yeah. Yeah, guys, Dr. Albers is a doctor, guys. She's a doctorate. She's got a doctorate in physics. Okay, she's got multiple degrees. So please understand that. So, and again, guys, if you can, you know, pop over and help, and we'll see what we can do, guys. Okay. Yeah, I need to. I do. I need to back off for a day or so to see what's up. So, guys, God bless. Thanks everybody for stopping in. Yahuwah saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.